and these are going to be this is a new series, computers all set up, and my revision's coming to an end, which is brilliant, and we've got a new series coming, and there's going to be lots of new series, lots of new videos. It's going to be awesome. New series number 1 for Strategy Monday, which is going to come back. It never came because I decided not to use it, but it's now here, and we're doing Europa Universalis 4, more specifically, with both expansions, Conquest of Paradise, which adds a load of stuff to the new world, but to be honest, in real life, did this land ever come to any use to anyone? No. Nothing of any influence or power has ever come out of this land, does it? So, and we've also got Wealth of Nations, which I have not played. This is the first time I'm playing with Wealth of Nations installed. I know some of the basic things it's done, so I know what all the mechanics are, I know how to play it. And to sort of show you my sort of skill in this game, I have bonuses and none. AI difficulty is normal. I've had it on hard before, but I don't really want to be stressing out a lot. Lucky Nations for some reason has reset. I don't know why it's done that. I always have it on none. Basically, this is a very historical intensive game. Like, all of this follows history, and you can get options where, if it's historical Lucky Nation, then most likely something like France gets lucky in. Because in real life, France owns all of this. It owns well, this is all France, so if you have historical Lucky Nations on, I assume that France has bonuses fighting for these provinces back. Same for Castile, where they fight Aragon to become Spain, and I'm not really sure what else, because I only know history in Europe area. In the Europe area? Alright, the European area. Yeah, so hold on, let me just check if I haven't put that back to fucking, I have, haven't I? Yeah. So that's to be none. Terracotta lobby, so we can't see what's happening in the rest of the world. Use dynamic province names. Yeah, we'll have that on, why not? I think that what that does is, because each of these provinces you can rename personally. I think dynamic names, though, if England invades all of all the French areas, all the French province names become, well, sort of Englishy province names. So, like, Elia de France will become something like, I don't know what that would become. I'm going to assume that's what dynamic names are doing. That's what I've heard anyway. Okay, this is episode 0, so there's not going to be actual like gameplay of our country. In this game, I'm sort of going to explain through my sort of skill in this game, and also what nation we're going to play, because I haven't picked one yet. I'm going to sort of do it, I'm sort of going to go through all the options with me. We'll do it with myself as well. I won't leave the room. Because this is, because I played these games before Wealth of Nations, it says, incompatible. I always play with mods, but I've decided not to for this. Now this is Malaya, an island. It starts off as Brunei, and it is in. It starts off with this island here, Brunei, and I've invaded all of this. This was a nation. This was a nation. As you can see, I've colonized all the Philippines and Australia. For those of you who have played Europa Universalis before, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know a bit more what I'm talking about in this episode. For those who haven't played it, I will sort of explain how to play it and what everything means during the actual series as we progress through it. Now, in Wealth of Nations, or no, not Wealth of Nations, in the update they released the same time as Wealth of Nations, they've added a new colony, a new formable colony over in the Australian area. I'm not sure about New Zealand. I haven't checked New Zealand, but there's definitely one in Australia. I think I might be able to find it actually. If we jump into the Malaya game, it should automatically allow me to form Malaya. As you can see, Europe has gone quite weird. This game's actually gone really weird because I'm in Asia, so I can't see. Right, the year is 1560. Europe should have found me by now. I should have found some kind of European nation. Didn't find one, so I send my ships around to find them, and I discovered why Europe hasn't found me yet. Okay, let's have a look in Portugal, Castile, Aragon. That's all the same. France, on the other hand, is not having a nice time with Burgundy. And Brittany. Oh my god, Brittany's actually gotten much bigger. Brittany's my favourite nation, by the way, and you'll see why in a minute. Brittany and Burgundy are really kind of... Brittany, actually, no. Burgundy on its own is in this position where if you play it right, you can either... You're more than capable of invading France, or you're more incapable of taking down the Holy Roman Empire, which is a this blob of green. I actually don't want to show you more of Europe. So these lots should have found me. They probably haven't because they're focusing on the New World. Because, well, Great Britain. Let's start off by looking at Ireland. Ireland has formed as united as one nation on its own. This doesn't happen. This happens. Great Britain is formed when Ireland and Scotland is invaded. Scotland was invaded. Ireland wasn't. So I'm gonna assume England invaded Ireland at some point to form Great Britain, but they invaded Scotland. Well, they didn't invade it for long. Denmark sort of came in, has invaded. Although it's much more interesting of what's happened to Sweden. Sweden invades a lot, becomes like a mini empire almost. And this is what's happened to... Oh, hold on. Let's jump out into the main menu so you can see what's actually happened. I shouldn't have jumped in game. I thought that the Australian colony would form, but it hasn't. Right. This is going to be really shocking. You've probably already seen it there. Basically what's happened is, obviously Denmark and Norway went to war with Sweden, and what usually happens is, because Denmark, Sweden and Norway start off in a union, with Denmark leading the union. What's obviously happened is Sweden has tried to declare independence, but, well, failed, basically, and Denmark and Norway basically broke them down. Oh, that's the wrong one. That is when I cheated in Malaysian. The Malaya one is I cheated in this game. I cheated in some gold so I could do all this colonial stuff, because I just wanted to see what it would look like if I did it. Well, there you go. Obviously what's happened is Denmark made Sweden release Finland, which is not what's supposed to happen. And, actually no, I think Denmark on its own has broken Sweden and Norway, because they are right in the middle of invading. Yeah, thank you. Why does this keep resetting? Don't do that. That's annoying. That's really fucking annoying. So obviously this is what Sweden is independent. It must have won kind of in the war for independence, but Finland has become this mighty empire because it's obviously invaded Novgorod, Novgorod owns all of this area. Muscovy, which forms Russia, is getting ready to colonize, but usually Becca's in their way. I'm not sure if that happens in actual. Other than that, the rest of the world seems to be progressing okay. No, that's wrong, because this nation, Kinawa, I don't think I've ever seen them colonize this below Africa. They've obviously gone for expansion instead of whatever they usually go for, expansion ideas. And I'll explain ideas when we're in the game. Nothing new in India. Korea, that's something new. Ignore that, that's me invading Japan. Korea invaded Manchuria, and I went to war with Japan. And, no, Japan went to war with them, invaded mainland Korea, and what's happened is I went to war with Japan and released Korea. But I think Korea sort of broke down and lost Manchuria again. Orient, which has... I think they're fine. I think nothing more's happened to them. The Ming Empire, which is... Well, it's breaking down, which is what's supposed to happen. Because it becomes the Qing Empire in more modern times. And Malaya, which never forms. This never becomes... Malaya never actually is formed in real life. Not for... I said that completely wrong. It is formed, but not for a very long time. And that's my hand, because I'm playing Malaya. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, apologies. For example, during the 1790s, 1792, the Netherlands owned all this, and Brunei is actually broken down by Netherlands. We could lose mainlands, and Sulu, some unknown nation, invades us. It comes out of nowhere. Malacca survives though. They were the first I invaded. Who's that? Banteen. Oh, they did well. Australia is starting to get colonised by Great Britain. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. Apparently Prussia is an interesting country to play. Sure, whatever. Commonwealth, that's a mix between Poland and... I want to say Hungary, but it's probably not. It's probably Lithuania. It's one of those two. Let's go back to the 17... Oh, okay, so they're the Commonwealth then. Yeah, it's Poland and Lithuania. And Austria invades Hungary. Typical. The game ends in the 1800s, so we'll play until the 1800s. nothing more. Oh, Morocco expands. I didn't know that. Anyway, and as you can see, we see the USA for the first time somewhere around 1778. Or was it before that? It might have been during the 7 Years' War. No, the first in colonies is during the 7 Years' War. And we get... Oh god. There we go. We get somewhere around 17... I like how this gets lighter. Oh, I know what happens. The first in colonies breaks independence, so they go from being British red to sort of processing what our nation's going to become after we've broken independence to obviously form the USA. The British will win this war, don't worry. I don't think I've ever seen it where the British have won the war against the USA have won. Not in real life, of course. USA just gets destroyed, don't they? I'm pretty sure that's what happens. The only thing I don't like about this game is the wastelands. I don't like them. I really don't think that's what they would be. I really think that some kind of colonies would be in the wastelands. Or some kind of tribals at least. I just don't like the wastelands. I usually have a mod which turns them off. And I might put it back on. Right. And that's my Malaya game. Oh god, I hit the mic. Sorry about that. Let's actually look at my most successful games. Which is where I've played Brittany. Brace yourself. Because this is quite a massive accomplishment. It's probably not. I say it is because it's the best out of all my friends. And as this tiny little nation of Brittany, I have invaded. Come on, load. I was building that up. Yeah, I've invaded most of main Europe. Sweden. This is what Sweden becomes if you have historical-looking nations on. Not historical, random-looking nations. Africa, as you see, I own. Africa is mine. India is mine. I didn't touch here. Oh, I own these areas. I think these were Portuguese. So this is what Japan did in the other game when I was playing as Malaya. Well, Brunei and then Malaya, and I released them when I went to war with Japan. Oh, and yeah, you might be wondering has there been some kind of nuclear war in America? No, this is a option you can get when you've got Conquest of Paradise. You can option have a random new world, which just makes it not look like our new world. Basically, this is America, as you can see. The USA is here. What I tend to do is when I invade a nation, I take their colonies, but because I like my colonies better, I just release them. So we got Haiti and USA being the same size, Brazil. Oh, and you might be wondering, England's here. That's because they're not forming into new colonies anymore because, well, that's the reason why. I've invaded them. What else is there? Poland invaded Lithuania in this game, which is, well, they must have lost. Sicily, that's my vassal, I believe, actually. Yeah, they're a vassal of me. Anything else that's out of the ordinary? No, not really. Mexico's here. At least the USA and Mexico don't have to worry about immigration. I've started to colonize Australia over here. I've sort of stopped playing this game though. I think I colonized from over. Yeah, I've obviously jumped from the Brittany Isle. Oh yeah, my plan was to make all of this mine and... Oh, Mexico. The only thing I don't really like the random new world because you just get this weird, ugly world gen. This game's very nice, by the way. So I suppose we should get on to what I actually want to do this episode, and that is pick a nation we're going to play. And I'm still just going to go with the role. I'm not going to set myself a task. Well, I will, but not an end game task. I'm going to still set myself a task now. So, what nation are we going to pick? I don't know. So I want to pick a European one so I don't have the tech disadvantage. I'm going to pick a Catholic one. A Christian one. Is it Catholic or Christian? It is Catholic. Because then there's new religion things for the Reformed and Protestant religion. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, I will explain it during the actual game. So you can see Novgorod. This is where Finland is formed, and Novgorod is gets destroyed apparently. Now, I'm not going to play as a big nation, because it's quite boring, if I'm honest. I'm tempted to play Burgundy, but I'm thinking now that maybe not. Because the thing is, they don't really... They sort of get destroyed by Austria a lot. And that seems to happen in every one of my games now. They used to be really powerful. Like, that last one was a rarity, because they've become a massive power down here by invading most of France. Obviously, they probably did it during the 100 Years' War. Brittany has become a minor nation here. Brittany is set to become the new France, actually. I might play as... No, Castile's too big, though. It's sort of... You sort of know what you're doing. You sort of invade Granada, invade Aragon, integrate... Vassalize and integrate Navarra, become Spain, then colonize the New World. That's sort of Castile. So I want to play a nation where we can sort of do anything we want. Oh, I did play as Nepals once, where I became this... but here's the thing. I don't want the Holy Roman Empire. I want this gone. And I know that there's an option where we can dismantle it. So, my plan is maybe we should play as Austria and invade Venice and maybe hit south into the Mediterranean. Or maybe we can become a power. Because I've never seen anyone actually take on the Ottomans and, well, destroy the Ottomans. Even though I'm pretty sure if one of these nations was just a little bit over here, they could. So maybe that's what we're going to do as Austria. Maybe we should play as Austria, take on Venice, so we get the coastline, which we've already got a bit of here. But Venice is at the start of the game, the trade power in Venice is powerful. We already own quite a lot of Venice as well, and maybe we could even hit down into Italy area. And we start off as the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, which is really kind of useful. It does mean that we're going to be called into a lot of wars, though. I could play as a minor HREM nation and invade a lot and form Germany. I could play as Denmark. That's an option. I played as Norway before, and I failed miserably because Sweden invaded me. Could play as Sweden. Could. That's an option. But I'm really liking the sound of Austria. We could play as the Ottomans, to be honest, but I would have the tech disadvantage, but I'll be untouchable. I think Austria might be a really cool option, actually. I've never considered Austria as an actual nation for me that I would like to play as, but now with the wealth of nations, it might be quite cool, because what we could do is oh, what's that down there? Oh. Yeah, these are these canals you can build. Is that already built? I hope not. Oh, is it because I'm looking at revolutionary France? That's probably why. No, I think this is just telling me where they can be built. Is there one over here? I don't understand this one. Why is there... Like, there's a canal here. These canals are pretty powerful because they increase trade power and allow ships to cross from the... Well, basically they allow ships from the Mediterranean to cross over into the Indian Ocean, which is really, really strong. That would... If you were the Mamluks and you did that, you would have rulership over here. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I mean, if you were someone like... I said that completely wrong. I meant to say, if you're someone like a European nation and you own this area and had the canal, you could just rule the Indian Oceans and India. There's one up here, though. There's a canal you can build in Holston, which... Why? Because you can just go around. That's not... It doesn't take that long. Unless you can't take... No, you can. Because this is all ocean. Why can't... I just don't get that. Also, why would you want to go in here? Oh, actually, no. I suppose this would be for someone like Sweden or one of these nations which is only ocean is this area. Because going around, I bet this would also massively increase trade power. I bet you can also... I bet it also opens up a new line from London. And there's also another canal which can be built over here, which allows you to cross from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, which once again is very powerful because the only other way is to go around South America, which is massive attrition. You can't even go up north either. And same with the only way to get from this area to this area is around Africa. I'm really making mouse fast. So I've decided I'm going to play as Austria. We will play as Austria. So, this is episode 0. We'll be starting episode 1. I've started it right now actually, but you'll probably see it. No, actually, no, I'll probably upload the both episodes at the same time. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.